in the sprawling, often unforgiving landscapes of 17th century New France. Official histories recount the exploits of explorers, soldiers, and priests. They tell stories of the king's daughters, who came to populate the fledgling colony. But there is another story, one that has long been shrouded in silence, a narrative of women whose labor was not chosen but forced. Their presence was woven into the very fabric of the colony, yet their names are often footnotes in the records of the men who claimed to own them. Welcome to Matriarchs of the Wilderness. In this essential episode, we seek to honor and explore the lives of the enslaved women of New France. Drawing on the deep historical research that underpins Sharon Desrizeau's novel, The Point of No Return, we will look beyond the scant details of baptismal records and bills of sale to uncover the stories of their resilience, contributions, and the heavy price they paid in building a nation. This is the story of their unsung labor. The system of slavery in New France was distinct from the large-scale plantation economy of the American South or the Caribbean. Here, it was a more intimate, yet no less brutal, form of bondage. Enslaved individuals lived and worked within the households of their enslavers, who were often merchants, military officers, or members of religious orders. The majority of the enslaved population during this period was indigenous, primarily from the Pawnee Nation, leading to the generalized, derogatory term Panis being used for any enslaved indigenous person, regardless of their actual tribal affiliation. Imagine a young indigenous woman captured in a raid hundreds of miles to the west, passed from one owner to another along the vast network of fur trade routes. She arrives in Quebec or Montreal, a world utterly alien to her own. Her language is forbidden, her spiritual practices suppressed, and her name is often stripped away, replaced with a French Christian name upon a forced baptism. The relentless demands of the household now define her life. The labor of these enslaved women was ceaseless. From the pre-dawn hours until long after dark, they were responsible for the core functions of the colonial home. They cooked the meals, cleaned the hearths, washed the linens in freezing river water, tended the kitchen gardens, and cared for the children of the family that held them in bondage. Their skills, often learned within their own cultures, were exploited to benefit their enslavers' comfort and prosperity. They were weavers, seamstresses, and knowledgeable herbalists, yet their expertise was never their own to command. Alongside the enslaved indigenous population, a smaller but significant number of black women and men were also held in bondage in New France. Many arrived from the French colonies in the Caribbean or were purchased from traders in the British colonies. For these women, the isolation was profound. They were often the only black person in a given town, severed from any cultural or community ties. Like their indigenous counterparts, their lives were a testament to endurance in the face of profound dehumanization. Their legal status was precarious. They were considered property, movables, movable furniture, to be bought, sold, or inherited. Yet to see these women only as victims is to miss the truth of their existence. Within the crushing confines of their servitude, they forged bonds, preserved fragments of their culture in secret, and navigated their world with intelligence and fortitude. They resisted. Resistance wasn't always a dramatic escape. It was in the quiet acts of defiance, in maintaining a memory of their families, in passing down a song or a story to another, or in the simple, powerful act of surviving another day. Their contributions were foundational. The very society that enslaved them was built upon their stolen labor, their expertise, and their profound sacrifice. History has long been silent about the women whose labor was forced, but their presence is indelible. As we reconstruct the story of New France, we must make space for them, not as footnotes, but as central figures whose resilience echoes through the centuries. Their legacy of surviving against all odds is vital to understanding the accurate and complete history of this land. Thank you for joining us on this episode of Matriarchs of the Wilderness. If you found this story meaningful, Please like this video and subscribe to our channel, The Point of No Return. Be sure to explore our playlist for more episodes delving into the untold stories of women in this pivotal era. Your support helps us continue to bring these essential histories out of the shadows.